Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallama tasliman kathira. Amma ba'd. This is the first episode of Convert to Convert. And the issue I want to address in this episode is the issue of moderation. Being moderate. Now, many of us were drawn to the religion of Islam because Islam preaches moderation, and many of us were drawn to the religion for this reason. However, a lot of us, and myself included, I'm going to be frank with you, when we first came to the religion, okay, we went to a lot of extremes, okay? And my advice to you as a new Muslim, or as someone who has come to the religion, who has converted to Islam, is to be aware of going to extremes in your religion when you first come into the religion. So for example, a lot of us want to dive headfirst into learning everything about the religion in the shortest amount of time possible. Okay? Now, it is good to have the intention to learn everything about your religion, or as much as you can. However, to try to rush the affairs and try to learn a lot of things at one go, it's not a feasible advice to do so. Rather, a lot of our predecessors, those who have learned a lot of the knowledge, the scholars included, have advised us to take the affairs of knowledge issue by issue. Learn one thing, two things every day, bit by bit. Okay? Another example of going to extremes is disassociating yourself from all of your non-Muslim friends. Now, we know that our religion teaches us that we have to have al-wala wal-bara, which is association and allegiance towards the Muslims, and we have to keep a degree, we have to keep disallegiance towards disbelief and the people who hold and harbor disbelief, especially with rancor against the Muslims. Now, that doesn't mean that you cut yourself off from all of your non-Muslim acquaintances and friends, and especially your family, which you've been commanded to keep the ties of kinship. What it means, what you should do, a moderate path, is to keep the ties close to your non-Muslim friends and associates with the intention and also taking the steps to calling them to Islam. Okay, a lot of people get sucked into the, it's a dawah, it's a form of dawah. Yes, but you have to take the steps and you have to call them to Islam. You can't just be hanging out with them, for no reason. Okay, and you have to also be aware of some issues that come with hanging out with your non-Muslim friends and continuing to do what you used to do. Now, obviously, yes, you're a Muslim now. You don't go out, you don't drink, or you shouldn't be. However, you have to keep in mind there are some issues related to alcohol. For example, it's not permissible to sit at a table in which alcohol is served. A lot of people don't realize that. So say I'm a Muslim, I'm gonna have a water, I'm gonna have a soda. However, my friends, okay, they're gonna do their thing. I'm gonna, that's haram on me. I'm gonna leave them. No, okay, it's not permissible to sit at a table in which alcohol is served. So be aware of that. Also, a big mistake that a lot of people go through, and this follows on to the example I just mentioned, is that halal is halal, haram is haram. Whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, okay, what is haram for the Muslim is haram for the non-Muslim. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to go and impose the rulings on the non-Muslims. Okay, this is where the moderation comes into play. No, we're not going to impose our rulings on them, okay? Because it's more important for them to come to the religion first than to, be upon their religion and try to adhere to what is halal and what is haram. Okay, so that's an example of moderation. Okay, yes, you know, we have to call them to, you know, they should be called to Islam before they are called to that which is halal and haram. But at the same time, halal and haram are halal and haram, okay? So even, you know, you shouldn't be encouraging your friends, or you shouldn't be complicit and silent when they drink, or, you know, sitting with them and whatnot, you know. So you should try your best to call them to Islam, but just keep in mind that what they're doing is hated by Allah and His Messenger, drinking alcohol and being on kufr, with disbelief, which is even a bigger sin. So being balanced and being upon moderation is probably one of the hardest challenges that new Muslims go through. So be balanced, be upon moderation. You realize that, you know, your goal is to call the people to Islam and to share with the people your beautiful religion, okay? However, at the same time, you don't want to be overimposing on them, okay? And you just want to take it easy. And, you know, this is just some of the advice I have with regards to moderation and being upon moderation. May Allah make us amongst those whom are upon moderation, and Allah knows best. Wallahu alam. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.
فاتبعوه ولا تتبعوا السبل فتفرق بكم عن سبيله ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تتقون.